Hi, I'm Gerd Tundle, acclaimed health journalist, turned motivational speaker, and transformational coach. This show is for anyone who wants to lead a happier, healthier, and inspired life. Create more self-love, inject more joy and abundance into their daily life. Join me for inspiring interviews and spiritual topics so you can become a soul warrior. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Get Inspired with Gerds podcast. I'm your host, and today I have a spiritual guest with me who is an absolute beautiful soul and is helping people to shine from within. We had Shannon on the show a few months ago, and many of you just fell in love with him and his concept on love and unity. So we decided to have him back on the show. So here's a quick reminder for those of you who haven't heard about Shannon before. Shannon Algeo is a spiritual life coach and international yoga instructor who helps people around the globe to tune into their life's purpose and activate transformative personal and career growth. He is the co-host of Soul Feed podcast, where he interviews inspirational leaders like Deepak Chopra and Gabby Bernstein and many other amazing souls. And he believes we can all align with our vision and purpose. Shannon, it's an absolute pleasure having you on the show again, and thank you for joining us.
Oh my gosh, Gerds, thank you for having me back on the show. I'm excited to be talking to you again.
Oh, bless you. I just love the way when we always talk, we always have so much fun. And I really loved last time, how you talked about your story and how you transform your life and how you're helping people. So this time I wanted to talk about the healing benefits of essential oils.
Yes. So essential oils are very powerful. They're plants. So just, for a moment, think like talking about just like what are essential oils as a reminder or as a first time if someone's just learning about this. Essential oils are pure liquid extracts that are steam released or pressed from plants. And they have therapeutic properties that support wellness and soothe many different concerns. And the essential oils are 100% plant derived and don't have, in most cases, shouldn't have additional processing or preservatives or other ingredients. So when you're using essential oils, sometimes when you buy other products, there may be other chemicals or components in that product. When you're using essential oils, you're getting the natural, pure essential oil. And so the plants that create these distilled essential oils have properties that can be very healing to the body, can be very helpful for the mind, and can also help with our emotions. For example, lavender releases serotonin in the brain, and it makes us feel good and relaxed. And that's why lavender is a powerful oil to use to help kind of wind down the nervous system. And I use lavender oil every night. I take about 2 or 3 drops and I rub the oils in my hands and I place them all over my pillows and sort of at the top of my bed. And then I cozy up with my blanket and drift off to sleep. So essential oils are a natural and can be a natural support for emotional well-being. And this can help us manage our emotional health and literally use these external tools to evoke our senses and awaken certain emotional states within us. So there are certain oils that can help with anxiety. There are certain oils that can help with depression. For example, the citrus oils. Research shows that citrus oils in several different studies increase positivity and feelings of kind of an uplifted mood. And if you think about what citrus is citrusy and it's happy and it's light, like an orange or a lemon. And there was actually a study done in a dentist office where wild orange was diffused aromatically in a diffuser into a dentist office, and people reported improved mood and improved feelings of positivity. So when it comes to the oils, it's it makes sense to use plants to heal and to shift our state when we are feeling like we need an external assistant. A lot of the work that I do is in, utilizing the practice of yoga or movement or practicing meditation and sort of tapping into our inner resources in order to align with our highest self. And obviously, there are many things that we use in our lives to change our state that are on the external. Like you might go shopping, or you might have a glass of wine, or maybe like some type of drug. And so, none of these things are necessarily right or wrong. But the reason I love the oils is that they have added to my life an incredible component and practice of using an external sensory, completely pure plant-based experience to evoke a certain inner state, to connect me back inward. And so just to review, there's a beautiful book called Emotions and Essential Oils that I use as a reference guide, written by a gal named Callie. And she has a really powerful story of how she used essential oils for emotional healing. And she talks about in the book that there are 5 stages of healing, and the essential oils support in healing these 5 stages. So they strengthen us through each stage and prepare for the next level of healing. And so the 5 stages are: essential oils can help assist in healing the physical body. They can help assist in healing the heart. Essential oils can assist in releasing limiting beliefs. And essential oils can increase spiritual awareness and connection.
Wow. And
the 5th one, number 5, is essential oils inspire the fulfillment of our life's purpose. So, when I was on my podcast, I interviewed a neuroscientist, Dr. David Bach, who talked about how to rewire the brain and the simple process of interrupting an old pattern, an old neural pathway, and replacing it with a new pattern. And, I have people on my team who are sharing the oils with communities who are recovering from addiction. And I think whether you have an addiction or another part of your emotional life that you're healing, the oils can be used as an interrupt and a replace.
Wow.
So instead of necessarily going to a bottle of wine, what happens if we go to a bottle of oil first? And create a new habit of a really profound sensory experience that releases certain neurochemicals in the brain, depending on which oil you're using, and allows for us to shift into a deeper state of awareness and a deeper connection to ourselves through using plants.
Wow. That's
sort of the gist.
That's amazing. It's almost like having nature in a bottle, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. My mentor, Elena Brower, who really is such a teacher for me about how to use the oils. She said it's like a gorgeous ionic bath. And it really is. Like the plants have these ionic properties. Just like, we go for a walk in nature and we feel different. Like I diffuse essential oils in my home day and night, and those ions are being pumped into the space. And I have felt a total and complete difference in the last year since I started really using the oils consistently and regularly. The energy in my space is so different, so much more alive and awake because I'm using the oils.
Wow. I guess it's kind of like crystals, like when you kind of enter that world and you don't really know what the crystals are and they look really shiny and pretty, and it's kind of like the same with oils. Like they smell great, but we don't always necessarily know the meaning behind it or why it feels that great.
Absolutely. It's very similar. And it's like, and to some degree, is there science behind this? Yes, there's lots of science behind this. And the company that I get my oils from is doTERRA, and they're doing work now with Johns Hopkins,
wow,
doing different studies. And, like lavender releases serotonin in the brain. Oregano oil is antiviral and antifungal and antibacterial. So we can look at the science of these oils, and the effects of them are very real. And perhaps there's a placebo effect sometimes, and that's what we call ritual or ceremony is. And that's what the oils have really brought to me is these rituals of putting the oil in my diffuser each morning and choosing to put in cypress and Siberian fir and Douglas fir and a little bit of citrus bliss. And when I do that, I'm intending to use those woodsy tree oils to help me ground. And I'm adding the citrus bliss to lift the mood and to create a sense of positivity in my environment. So when I put the little droplets of oil in my diffuser in the morning, and I'm sort of intuitively creating a little oil cocktail for myself for my day to diffuse in the space, I'm setting specific intentions. When we set intentions, we create a more powerful day for ourselves. We're more intentional. We're more using our power of choice. So I think there's both like a scientific impact that's happening when we diffuse certain oils, and there's a intentional ritual that we're creating that some people might call a placebo effect. Perhaps manifestation is a placebo effect, but it works, right? That's the point.
Would you say it's kind of like incense sticks? Like we put on incense sticks for that smell and that aromatherapy, but instead of having the smoke to go with it, it's kind of like the essential oils are providing that which you can put on your body.
Yes, exactly. And you can be very, sometimes with incense sticks, it's like, what got put into this? And am I inhaling smoke? And are there any chemicals in this incense stick? And with the oils, and especially with doTERRA essential oils and some other brands where, you want to make sure that you're when you're diffusing something into your space or using it on your skin, that it's a pure therapeutic grade oil that doesn't have any other harmful contaminants. But when you're diffusing that into the space, it's pure. It's direct from the plant. It's the little plant bottled up. Like the bottle of lavender that I get from doTERRA is 100% lavender. There's nothing else in it. And the oils are rigorously tested to ensure that there's no harmful contaminants or anything is sort of getting into the oils in the process of distilling and steaming and bottling. So that's it. It's direct from the source. You get it from the plant to the bottle to you.
I just wanted to say something that you were talking about lavender earlier, and I 100% relate with you, but I never realised the effects of it. So one of the places where I used to live, there was this lavender tree or plant, and every time I'd go past it, I would just feel like refreshed and uplifted. But I didn't understand why. But I'd always love that smell, and I'd sometimes take a piece off and take it with me.
It's so, there's something about lavender. It's the purple color of it is soothing. There's just something very relaxing. I have some dried lavender right here that I'm smelling right now. And it's just it's so lovely. There's a very comforting quality to it. Lavender for mood management eases sadness, it soothes anxiousness, and it induces sleep. So I gave my mom a little bottle of like a little roller of lavender to take on the plane with her when she was leaving to head back to the East Coast just a couple of days ago. Because I love having lavender, like when you finally get on the plane and you got through security and you just roll some lavender on your wrist with a steel roller and it's so lovely. And there's also, doTERRA has a blend called On Guard, which is the protective blend. Ooh. And the protective blend is also good for traveling because it's wild orange, it's cardamom, clove, eucalyptus. What else is in there? There might be another couple of oils in there that I'm forgetting. But On Guard, the protective blend, is basically nature's antibacterial, antiviral, and just like the wild orange peel is designed to protect the fruit from harmful things in nature. those protective benefits can be used for us as well. And so when, one thing that I do is I'll just put a couple of drops of On Guard on, like a tissue, and you can wipe down your seat on the plane or on a train and the screen around you, and you can sanitize your hands and the surrounding area using plants instead of using like a substance that kills the good and bad bacteria. And I find that I make a lot more friends when I use essential oils. Everyone's like, what is that?
I guess it's almost like a little clearing of the energy that you're around.
Absolutely. It's a clearing. Yeah. I mean, it really, people are shifted. Like there's something about the purity of the plants. I mean, I don't know about you or if any of your listeners resonate with this, but they're like, when I smell like gasoline burning out of a truck, or like if like a leaf blower is someone's like blowing leaves and there's this like kind of toxic smell, or like a lot of like Clorox bleach, when it gets into my nostrils, my like body I want to like hold my breath and run in the other direction. It just like something about my body is like, that shouldn't be in my lungs. And so I've really loved going on this path of finding so many different empowering solutions, both for my physical health and for my emotional health through the oils, because I know that I'm using plants and that's been a huge part of this movement for me personally, and moving to Los Angeles and getting out of New York City and moving into my new apartment, is using plant-based products on my countertops and to clean, so that I know that I'm not putting toxic chemicals in and around my home.
Yeah. So, we were just talking about lavender and like how it helps with like anxiety. What about oregano oil?
Yes. So oregano oil is actually, about probably 4 or 5 years ago, I had a teacher and healer recommend oregano oil to me when I was sick one winter. And I went and I bought some and I used it, and it blew me away the impact that oregano oil had. So oregano oil is, so some research studies show that oregano oil is actually as strong as some antibiotics. And it unlike antibiotics can cause a antibiotic resistance. So our bodies can become resistant to antibiotics over time, which could cause us to need more antibiotics to have a similar effect. Also, when we use antibiotics, this destroys the good and bad bacteria. So sometimes people can have some stomach issues after taking an antibiotic. So if you need to take an antibiotic, it's good to replenish the flora in your gut by taking probiotics and aloe. And also antibiotics can reduce vitamin absorption and just, be a little harsh on the digestive tract. So, and I'm not anti-antibiotics by any means. Western medicine has its place. For me, what I'm interested in is, do I need those antibiotics, or are they more of like a last resort? And that's what feels most empowering for me, is to use antibiotics if I need them, but to not assume that I always need them. And I hardly use antibiotics. What I do when I'm feeling sick is I'll do 4 to 6 drops of oregano oil in like a shot of orange juice or grapefruit juice.
Oh, wow.
Or and I'll just take it back. And the oregano oil has 2 powerful compounds, carvacrol and I might say this wrong, thymol, THYMOL, that have antibacterial and antifungal properties. So some different uses for oregano oil. It's like a natural antibiotic. It can treat ringworm or athlete's foot. You can mix it with coconut oil and apply it topically. It can help treat gingivitis when combined with coconut oil used for oil pulling, or with oil pulling, swishing the coconut oil and the oregano in your mouth. It can help treat bronchitis, and it can help with sinus infections and allergies, and it can treat candida or yeast infections or the growth of fungus in the body.
Wow.
So it's a great antifungal. And when I felt like I have been coming down with something like a flu, or like I feel my body start to shut down, like I'm about to get sick, I'll do 4 to 6 drops of oregano about twice a day for 3 days. And I really swear, in the times where I would have previously really gotten sick for maybe like 5 to 7 days, I've like caught it right there at the beginning.
Wow.
So I go to oregano oil first, and then if something requires an antibiotic, then that's my next step. And that's really what this journey of like learning about the oils is, and how our bodies individually respond to them, is about providing us with plant-based, natural, empowering solutions that allow us to, first go to something that's really natural and powerful before going to something that might, cause side effects. So yes, I like use the antibiotic and it gets rid of the croup. But then I have like a digestive thing for a week and a half, so it's like, it's just really taking my health into my own hands and playing with the plants.
Yeah. Can I just say, I wanted to really acknowledge you for saying that, we can use both of them, because so many people in both worlds think their way is the right way. And I firmly believe, like, for example, if you're going to have an operation, you're not going to say no to anesthetic, are you?
Absolutely. I mean, my dad had, like, at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland, had a lobe of his lungs removed.
Oh, wow.
And had a cancer removed from his lungs.
Wow.
And the surgeon and the medicine and the science and the expertise and the precision. I mean, I was in awe of the Johns Hopkins operation. And then I would come to find out that doTERRA and Johns Hopkins are working together.
Wow.
Doing studies on the oils. So these things aren't separate. Like, nature is powerful. We are nature. Everything that we're creating comes from nature. So, we can't deny the power of plants, and we also can't deny the power of Western medicine as well.
Yeah. And say, for example, even when you're having an operation, you can always use herbal things like the oils to raise your vibration, to make you feel like calm and relaxed, and, lots of other things as well, like crystals and healing therapy. So they kind of come together as one.
Oh my God. I mean, when I went home for my dad's surgery back in, that was end of June. I took my diffuser home, and the days before his surgery, I was diffusing so much lavender in our house, because he was very anxious, like anyone would be before having a major surgery.
Yeah.
And I was dousing him in lavender and putting it next to his bed before he went to sleep, and just like adding whatever element I could to naturally help relax him and soothe any anxiousness, because I wanted him to go into that surgery in the most relaxed state that he possibly could. So, that was a combination of using the oils to support the big surgery that he was going into. So it's like, it's definitely not one or the other. It's most definitely, how do I want to bring these plants into my life, to support my physical and emotional well-being.
That's amazing. I love that. It's so true though, because like we can use both, and they can be both equally as powerful. And then the recovery rate is a lot more quicker than just having one way.
Absolutely, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. And it's really amazing how the oils can be used to like anchor in certain states.
Oh wow.
So like we create rituals, right? So if I get up in the morning, today I'm diffusing a blend that's actually my favorite blend. It's called the Encouraging Blend, Motivates. This is another one that doTERRA makes, and it's fractionated coconut oil, peppermint, clementine, coriander, basil, melissa, which is an incredibly powerful, uplifting oil, rosemary, and vanilla bean extract.
Wow.
And it kind of smells like a citrusy mint, like it really smells like a peppermint patty. And it's called Motivate, the Encouraging Blend. And yesterday I was teaching my emotional healing meditation with essential oils at a studio here in Los Angeles, meditation studio. And we were focusing on the third chakra. And the third chakra is a chakra of purpose, and courage, and confidence. And so we were using the Encouraging Blend, Motivate. And I'm diffusing it again today in my apartment office space. And it helps to anchor in a certain state. So when I put in the peppermint and the citruses, like, I know my body starts to know it's time to take action and to be awake and to feel good and to feel clear. Like the peppermint's very clearing. Versus like when I'm going to sleep and I'll diffuse the Serenity Restful Blend. It's called Serenity. And that's lavender and Roman chamomile and ylang ylang and vanilla bean extract. And so my body starts to learn, it's like I'm an animal. It's like I'm a dog. It's like, oh, it's time for the Serenity. It must be time to sleep. So it's like, it's kind of fun using these external anchors to sort of let my body know what time it is.
Yeah. I wanted to talk to you more about actually the meditation. So you're now holding this emotional healing meditation with essential oils. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. So I'm so excited about this. It just came about very, very divinely, and it was just kind of an alignment. I was teaching meditation at the studio. They had an interest in the oils and sharing the oils with their community, Soul Hum Studios in Sherman Oaks. It's a new meditation studio called Soul Hum. And it just, we were brainstorming and we were like, oh my gosh, we should totally do an aromatherapy class. And so each week I choose an oil that's the oil for that week. And we discuss the emotional healing benefits of the oil at the beginning of class. I diffuse it. So we diffuse it in the meditation room, and either I'll give everyone their own little take-home roller of that oil for that week, or we'll go around and give everyone a couple of drops of the oil to apply topically, usually either applied to the feet. The feet have about 70,000 nerve endings on the bottom of each foot. So if you think about like how many nerve endings either start or end in the feet, it's a very good place of absorption. And the skin is the largest organ in the body that covers the most surface area. So the skin isn't this like fixed solid thing. It's a very penetrable, permeable part of the body. So when you apply oil to certain parts of the skin absorbs these plants. And so we'll apply the oils at the beginning of class, and today we had our third week. So we've actually been working our way up through the chakra. So week 1 we used the grounding blend. Week 2 we used the creative blend, the oil of creativity for the sacral chakra, and in week 3 we used the encouraging blend for the solar plexus. And I will tap into the energy of the room, tap into the energy that the oils evoke, and do a guided meditation and visualization to support in the activation of the healing benefits of the oil. So it's a meditation, but we're surrounded by the amazing ions of the plants and sharing in collective space together with a sort of common intention to heal through using the oils and through meditating.
Amazing. And like, what kind of responses did you receive after it?
Oh my gosh, so much enthusiasm. Like the community is like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for next week's meditation. And it's so amazing to me because it actually requires, for me as a teacher, to be really present and really tuned in, because each week is so different because we're working our way through the chakras, and each chakra creates a totally different vibration in the room, and also creates many different visualizations. Like the root chakra is very different from the solar plexus chakra. So for example, when we're in week 1, it was really about grounding and letting the body rest into the ground and planting roots into the ground and feeling that steadiness. And week 3 with the solar plexus was about fire and passion and confidence and action. And then add in the oils that support those intentions, like the encouraging blend versus the grounding blend. It creates an entire different energy in the room. And then add in whoever is showing up that week and the energy that they're contributing to the space. So it's really fascinating. It's like each week is almost a completely different experience. And the response has been very enthusiastic. People have a real interest in how to use the oils to support them. Because I think our bodies know how natural this is. And we're so stimulated by technology and social media and, new amazing television shows coming out all the time, and our busy lives, our convenience culture. I think, it's all amazing. And it's all a lot to process. And so there's something about the oils and creating a sacred space to get still and meditate and relax that I think the response that I'm getting is people are just like, oh, yes, thank God.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. I guess it's almost like having a cleanse. It's like almost like a cleanse therapy whilst you're in that kind of meditative state, right?
Totally. And what I've been doing, this has just kind of come about very naturally. So even though we'll be focusing on one chakra, we'll do a guided visualization to set intentions and say a little prayerful intention for each chakra. And so it really is a cleansing of the whole body and noticing how activating the energy in one chakra influences the whole system.
Amazing. We are coming towards the end of the show. It's gone really quick.
Oh my gosh, it has.
Yeah. I have 2 more questions left for you. I'm just really interested about, mood management. So what are your 5 top tips for somebody trying to release their mood management through essential oils?
Top tips. So, fun fact. Our brain is designed to use aroma. This is why aroma impacts the mood. So our brain is designed to use aroma to soothe and protect itself. As we inhale an essential oil, the aroma meets our brain in the olfactory bulb, which is known as the emotional brain, and triggers a series of chemicals. For example, like we talked about, lavender triggers serotonin, which has a relaxing effect on the mind and body. So lavender. Frankincense is, some people call it the king of all oils. It promotes relaxation. It eases sadness. It is deeply grounding. I'll apply frankincense to my chest, and it's a really powerful grounding blend. It's not a blend. It's a pure oil of frankincense. Orange soothes anxiousness, eases sadness, and energizes. Peppermint energizes, clears mind, and invigorates. Vetiver eases nervous energy, calms anger, soothes. Vetiver is also There's research that shows that it helps with symptoms of ADD.
Wow.
I'll diffuse vetiver when I'm really feeling the need and wanting support around focus. I'll diffuse vetiver. So those are some of the oils: lavender, frankincense, orange, peppermint, and vetiver that are very powerful for mood management. Also bergamot, ylang ylang, Roman chamomile, and lemon are also powerful mood management oils. And, there's different, like, for example, if you're feeling mental fatigue, basil, clary sage, rosemary, peppermint, eucalyptus, and orange are good for mental fatigue. It's fun to actually, get all of these oils and have them at the ready to create certain blends for certain intentions. And then I know I'm not necessarily giving like a certain number of tips here, but those are some of the oils. The other thing I would recommend is there are different ways to use the oil. So you could do a palm inhale where you simply add drops to your palms, rub your hands together, cup your hands over your mouth and nose, sort of holding on your face and just completely inhaling.
Wow.
And taking a few deep breaths to absorb the oils that way. Diffuser, 3 to 10 drops in your essential oil diffuser. If you want or need recommendations for great diffusers, reach out to me and or Gerds, because I have some recommendations. Mists, you can add oils to water and use as a misting bottle to spritz into the air. And you can also apply the oils to the bottoms of your feet, your back, your neck, your chest. If the oil is a pure oil, like if it's served neat, some oils are totally fine for me directly on my skin. Cinnamon, oregano, peppermint, these are going to be more potent. So I always recommend to anyone who is applying the oil directly to their skin for the first time to dilute with some coconut oil or fractionated coconut oil or jojoba oil, some sort of diluted oil at first, just to see how your skin responds to the oil. For me, most oils on my skin neat are totally fine, but it's good just to play safe and figure out what works best when you're applying topically.
And what are your favorite essential oils?
Well, frankincense is frankincense, I use it on my face. I mix when I go to bed at night. I'll do a drop of frankincense with my moisturizer. Frankincense tones and firms the skin. It's also skin cell regenerative. So I'm not personally into like a lot of plastic surgery, but frankincense does the toning for me. Lavender is a fave. Balance, which is the doTERRA grounding blend. It's a combination of fractionated coconut oil, spruce, hoe-wood, frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and osmanthus, which is a flower extract. Balance is really powerful and a personal favorite. I love peppermint. I'll often mix peppermint into the diffuser with a couple of different oils. I've really been falling in love recently with a blend called Citrus Bliss, the invigorating blend, which combines wild orange, lemon, grapefruit, mandarin, bergamot, tangerine, clementine, and vanilla bean extract. So, those are some of my faves. And On Guard. On Guard is the protective blend, and I love using that. The foaming hand wash, and there's also an On Guard laundry detergent. So I love the wild orange, cardamom, eucalyptus combination.
And say if somebody's interested in these oils, where can they find you?
Yeah, so send me an email directly, Shannon at shannonalgeo.com, if you're interested in learning more about how to use the oils. So it's SHANNON at Shannon Algeo, ALGEO.com, shannonalgeo.com. Or you can also, send me an email and just let me know that you're interested in learning more about the oils. I can send you a bunch of information about different ways to get started using the oils for yourself and your home. And if you're interested in joining our team, we have an incredible team of wellness advocates who are learning together weekly and sharing the oils with their communities, and everywhere from juvenile detention centers to rehabilitation, addiction facilities, to yoga studios, to wellness spaces. We have a worldwide team of wellness advocates who are committed to sharing these plants and these empowering solutions with communities to help create safer, cleaner homes, and help people empower themselves.
Wow. And my dear, what are you most grateful for?
I am most grateful for you, Gerds, because it's such a privilege to be on this podcast with you again.
Oh, bless you.
I mean, come on. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you and this opportunity you're giving me to share. And I'm grateful for the resources to continue to learn and explore how these oils are helping me heal, and to be able to share that with so many people.
Oh, thank you, Shannon, for sharing for being you and sharing all that knowledge about essential oils, because it's definitely changed my mindset. And I know you guys out there will definitely kind of look at essential oils in a different way than before.
Totally. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and there's so many areas to explore. And so, I'd love anyone listening to reach out to me, and we can set up a one-on-one call, or I can simply email you some information, and we can continue to learn and grow together.
Bless you, Shannon. Wow, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely learned so much about essential oils today, and it's so interesting because we never realise how things that smell give us that kind of energy and that positivity, and the more it's connected to the nature, the more we feel connected to Mother Earth. Unfortunately, that's the end of the show. Don't forget that you can find me on Twitter at IamGerds, that's IamGurds. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Get Inspired with Gerds, where I bring you lots of inspirational, motivational quotes and tips about life. And just before I leave, I want to leave you with this quote. Essential oils help, assist and support. The world needs to be more like essential oils. That's a quote by Essential Oils Instagram page. Take care, and I'll see you in the next show. Bye.